In questions 3 to 6, the directions say each pair of polygons are similar. First, determine the side pairs that correspond or match. That will allow us to set up our fractions. Then set up two fractions in the same order, meaning if I start with if my smaller triangle number's on top of a fraction, then the smaller triangle number needs to stay on the top of the fraction. Once we have a proportion or two fractions equal to one another, we can cross multiply to find the missing measure. So if we just look at number 4, I'm going to zoom in here. Okay, notice how my missing measure here is the hypotenuse. Now I want to choose two sides. One is the one that has the hypotenuse. So my hypotenuse side is going to match with my hypotenuse side. And then I need two other numbers that match with each other, and they have to be on the corresponding side of the triangle itself. So notice how I only have one other number to work with on the right triangle, and that one number will match with the 4. So now that I have my 4 numbers that I need to work with, I am going to set up two fractions. I'm going to start with the triangle on the left so that these two numbers will be my top two numbers in my fractions. Okay, it doesn't matter what one you start with first. So I'm going to start with the 4. Okay, the 4 corresponded with side 10, and I'm going to set it equal or create a proportion to where I'm going to take this 5.6 because it was on my smaller triangle and create the fraction with the x. Okay, now I have a proportion, and this is just like solving an equation. In order to solve it, I want to cross multiply. So the 4 and the x are going to be multiplied together, and the 10 and the 5.6 are going to be multiplied together, dropping down the equal sign the entire way. Okay, so 4 times x is 4x, and 10 times 5.6 is, give me one second, 10 times 5.6 is 56. Now, once you cross multiply, you're given a one-step equation. So the opposite of multiplying by 4 is dividing both sides by 4. And 56 divided by 4 is 14. So I found my missing side length, and my missing side length was 14. Okay. Now, let's just take a look at number 4. Well, we're on the same section here. I for sure need to find x, and so I'm going to circle that one because I need to find the side that corresponds with it. And in order to do so, I'm going to use these angle marks. Now, in the bottom left corner, there are 4 angle marks, and in the bottom right corner, there are 3 angle marks. So in my other polygon, I need to find the side that is in between 4 angle marks and 3 angle marks. Well, here's my 4 angle marks in the top right and my 3 angle marks in the top left. So x and 18 correspond with each other. Okay, now I can go ahead and just create the fraction so that I don't forget about that. So I'm going to start with my left polygon, so that number's going on top, and that corresponded with side 18. Now, I have 3 other numbers in both of my polygons to work with, so it does not matter what one you start with, or just you only need one to choose one pair of numbers. Now, I'm just going to take the 3, and notice how the 3 is between a 1 angle and a 2 angle. So the number that's going to correspond with 3 in my other polygon is also going to be between 1 angle and 2 angle. So that's the number 6. So there's my fraction, 3 over 6. Okay. I have the equal sign so that I could say it's a proportion. And in order to solve the proportion, I am going to cross multiply, dropping down that equal sign. X times 6 is 6x. 18 times 3 is 54. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 6 to get that x equals 9. Oh, I'm sorry, x equals 9. It was a little low there.